Luke, good morning. Good to meet you. How can I help?
Morning, Alex. So obviously I saw your LinkedIn post, followed your content on LinkedIn for a while now. I just thought I'd reach out really, seeing that you're obviously doing these calls, for a bit of advice around how to sort of, um, map out, the next sort of few years of my career in, sort of SaaS sales. I'm just recently moved into an enterprise account exec role, um, and just want a bit of advice on in terms of how I can plan the next few years to get to that sort of next step of my career, basically.
Great. Well, first of all, congrats on the promotion and appreciate the support. Tell me just in short summary, Luke, a bit about your career to date and also the vision that you have for yourself personally and professionally when you look ahead.
Yeah, great. So in terms of my career to date, I started in a BDR, SDR role sort of 4 or 5 years ago now, and then fell into sort of more of an SMB account exec role. At the time, they were more it was more called like a business development manager, but sort of same. So yeah, worked selling to SMBs for a couple of years, and then sort of stepped up into the mid market space, and then recently been able to gain myself exposure to an enterprise role. Talking to obviously bigger businesses with longer sales cycles, but average contract value is obviously a lot bigger. So, in terms of my vision for the future, where I'd like to see myself is staying as an individual contributor, but really sort of getting the experience where I am now of dealing with enterprises and managing multiple stakeholders through a decision making process to eventually step up to a senior enterprise AE role, whether that's at the business I am now. We haven't got, those sort of people selling to sort of senior enterprise, but, or another organization.
Got it. And tell me a bit more about just on the personal front, Luke, what are you doing all of this for? What gets you out of bed every day?
Financial motivation, Alex. I think at the end of the day, I don't like to settle. I know what's possible in terms of personal career and financial growth if you just graft and work. And the sky's essentially the limit with it, isn't it? So, I'm massively financially motivated. Want to essentially create generational wealth for my future family and family I've got around me at the moment.
Got it. Got it. Well, that sounds great. Look, Luke, just to zoom out a little bit here, the reason I was asking you about where you want to go personally and professionally is because really what your current career path is going to be able to do for you is definitely make a great start in building wealth, right?
Mm.
High multi six figures, potentially early seven figures, depends on the company you're at and what you're selling and offering. And you're also going to build a ton of skills that will build brand equity and give you value on the open market. But
Yeah,
when you start to talk about generational wealth, that then becomes a slightly different conversation because you need to then be very thoughtful about the way you map out your career. Um,
yeah,
as an enterprise AE, can you drive generational wealth? I would say you're going to have a tough time. Certainly,
mhm,
top performers, can do early in the seven figures. It's rare that you start to talk about eight figures plus. So
yeah,
depending on what generational wealth means to you, it may mean that at a certain point, you want to go down the journey of crushing it as an enterprise AE, putting money in the bank, and then either starting your own company for a big exit or
yeah,
joining a young company with a compelling stock plan,
yeah.
riding the journey all the way through, and then having a big liquidation event at the end. Those are the types of things that can facilitate generational wealth.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, let me know with all of that said, Luke, have you got any specific questions, specific areas that you wanted some wisdom on?
Yeah, of course. So, in terms of the main struggle I'm having with my current position is that um the business I'm currently at, we are we specifically sell to one sector historically. We specialize in one sector. And I've joined the business to sort of lead the enterprise sales function in all of the sectors that we're sort of young to. Now, how would you advise on a simple way for, educating the market on the art of what's possible with a new solution that they might not be used to? Because although we've got a marketing function, everything at the moment within the business is quite aligned to the existing sector we've historically sold to and are still selling to. So I've come in to disrupt things and sort of create new avenues of revenue outside of what the business is used to.
Pretend for a moment, Luke, that I'm one of your ideal prospects. So I've got the DNA of the exact type of persona that you would go after. Pitch me. How can you help me?
Pitch you in terms of, talking through what the actual product does.
Yeah, talk me through how you help someone like me.
Fantastic. Yeah. So essentially, the platform that I work with, it essentially allows non-technical end users. So let's say if you're an IT director, Alex, and you want to create business applications in your organization. For you to do that, if you don't have an internal development resource, you have to go to market. It takes a long period of time. You have to go back to that development team should you want to change anything. And if you do have an internal development resource or a full stack development team in-house, they're normally inundated with projects, 12 timescales to touch anything new. Now, the product I'm trying to put in front of you and propose to you is essentially a platform that allows your non-technical end users, so departmental people, HR, legal, marketing, event management, to spin up, create and manage their own applications through low code, no code. So essentially, IT can manage that function still and hold ownership over the project, but it allows IT to, not have to dedicate the resource themselves specifically, because we have our own internal development team to support those end users in bringing their concepts to reality. And the beauty of it is, Alex, that the end user always knows what they need specifically. Sometimes what IT can be quite naive in doing is thinking that, that normally they're right, but thinking of this is what we need from an app, but actually normally what the end user says they need is the thing that's going to fix the problem that they're facing. And we allow them to do that and create those apps through our platform.
Got it. So Luke, this is what goes through my head. It's Luke knows what he's offering. You clearly understand it. Great. Too long, too lengthy, too many words. When we're talking about educating the market, you've got to appreciate, Luke, that there's a war on attention right now. For every you're trying to get a hold of that IT director, you've got 1,000 other reps trying to do the same. So what I would love to know is that if I spoke to you again, you could, in 1 to 2 sentences, let me know who you are and how you can help me, right? Without it taking 2 to 3 minutes. And I appreciate you not done that for the sake of this call, but I said to you, I am that person now, go, right? And you need to be so audible ready that you can just reel off. If someone asks you on the street, this is who I am, this is how I can help, boom, boom, boom. Let's have discuss, let's expand. And you've got to take the time to really look through what are the outcomes, the quantifiable things that you can, the transformation that you can drive for someone. And how can you set that up and just make it as punchy as possible, right? And I think that's got to be your immediate next step here. Yeah,
because then I can go and take that and have conversations, rapid conversations, and with as many people as possible without needing, 15, 20 minutes of everyone's time.
Correct. Exactly. That's step one. And then there's, of course, a load of other things that would follow. But I hope that's been helpful. Really great to meet you. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Yeah, fantastic, Alex. Speaking to you.
Great pleasure. Take care, Luke. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.